Welcome in, everybody, to another Scarves and Spikes. It is Tyler, Sydney, Tommy, Henry, most of the crew
gang.
here with y'all, and it is a big episode. It is a big night. It feels kind of like Christmas Eve, or as Matt said in the chat, Tata Eve. There's a lot to talk about. Because there's also little bombs getting dropped
There is.
moments before we go on the show by Mr.
There are
Tommy.
bombs?
Yeah, Tommy bombs.
Not literally,
not
not
that
literal
Tommy.
bombs.
Not this Tommy, other Tommy. Friend of the show, Tommy, Tom Bogert.
I was
Well,
actually going
friend of
to
the
ask you
show.
if you decorated your house yet for Christmas, and then the Tata Eve and feel like Christmas Eve, it all kind of just went in. Did anyone decorate their house for Christmas this weekend?
No.
yet.
It's too early. It's too early, Tommy.
It's too
Don't
early
tell
to
my
decorate
kid
Way too
that.
early.
Don't tell my kid that.
That's up to you. I mean, I'm not judging either way, but hey, what are we talking about? I'm sorry.
It's Christmas.
Someone help me. I'm say something.
Folks in the chat, let us know when
You
y'all
on the
start decorating
dummies
for the
today,
holidays.
not me.
Is it too
Well,
early to decorate now? Let us know in the chat.
Well, I mean, yeah, it is Tata Eve, and obviously that is super exciting to hear. I mean, I think we kind of always knew that this was probably the choice that was going to happen over the last week. I mean, who else is going to come in here and quickly sell him, get him hired? Besides a guy that already knows the city, knows some of the. I mean, the front office has changed a lot since he was here, which I think is maybe a reason why he's coming here. Because I think if the old regime was there, you always heard a little bit of, you heard some stories about them not getting along here, but now it's a whole new front office to get in fights with.
And he's already friends with, I don't know, he's friends. He has a good working relationship with Chris Henderson, so that counts for something, right?
And that's just his most recent, right?
Yeah.
Like, Tata's been around the block. He's been successful everywhere he's been, for the most part. I know there was some conversation in our Discord earlier about like Newell's back in the day, like some other ones, but like Tata pretty much hits wherever he goes. And I know like his tenure with Mexico ended kind of with a whimper because of, the World Cup, and like there was a lot of other stuff going on that did not involve him. But like, you got to remember, like 6 months after taking the job, he won Gold Cup. Immediately made a difference. So I mean, it just fits, right? It's not. I've said this for weeks now. This is not just a nostalgia thing.
Yeah.
I mean, there is a factor for sure, but there's a lot more to it than that. It just feels like this is the man manager and the recruiter that you want to go alongside with this kind of revamped or revamping front office.
And honestly, if you look at it from a perspective of, we want, yes, someone who has experience in this league and a proven success, but also kind of, the list of realistic candidates for Atlanta United, Tata's just the best one. I mean, he already knows the club. He knows the league. He has succeeded at multiple clubs. He checks pretty much all the boxes that Atlanta United has looked for, not just in this process, but even in going back a year ago to the process that they were in back then. And so, yeah, I think it's a reason to get excited. Him and Henderson working together, obviously two people who have succeeded in different clubs. There's a question about the contract length. There's a report out there saying that it's for 1 year. I would be very shocked if it is just 1 year. That just seems very, very short and doesn't seem right. But again, that's just one report. We'll probably know more in the coming days as this stuff is wrapped up and eventually leads up to the announcement. But it's an exciting time to be an Atlanta United fan. And we were talking about before, how do you get people into Mercedes-Benz Stadium in 2026? Well, it's by making a big change, and this is a big change that people will be drawn to and will want to see and pay attention to.
Let's go ahead, Tommy. Sorry.
Well, I was going to say, I mean, we've already seen a big change the last season. Miguel Almiron came into Mercedes-Benz Stadium against Montreal. The place was packed. It was electric until it wasn't, about a month and a half later. So I do understand why some people are a little weary of this move here. I mean, we talked about with Miguel Almiron before he came in, like, what if this doesn't work out? And obviously the Tata thing's there, and the contract length is a perfect question that I had as well. I assume this is probably another 2-year project. And if it's a 2-year project, you really have about 3 windows now, this window, the summer, and the following winter, if it's 2, to really get this team up and going. Because, yeah, you obviously are going to need to be better than you were last season. You need to make the playoffs, absolutely. Is it realistic that you can completely change this team around and go from second worst team in the league to MLS Cup contender? Probably not. But you need to see improvement. I mean, Henry, you make that face, but a lot of the teams that you do see make the
Well,
jump are
Miami
able to
was
make
Miami was pretty close to last in 2023 and missed the playoffs.
okay,
And
but
then they turned around and set a points record. And sure, you'll say, oh, they got Messi and they got the Barca boys and this whole combo, and that's fair. But remember, Messi
And
only
Noah
played
Allen.
Messi only played 15 games that season, and then they got knocked out in round 1 of the playoffs by yours truly. But yeah, I mean, I think, look, Tata, his what he brings as not just a tactician, but a man manager and a expert recruiter. He has very clear who he wants, the system that he wants to play, who can execute those tactics, who will play for him. And the other thing is that, like, the level of respect that he commands as someone who has an extensive resume, has been in this business for a while, has coached at places like Barcelona, at the Argentinian national team, the Mexican national team, the Paraguayan national team, and several big clubs in South America as well. He is renowned, and there are players who will just like Miguel Almiron and Joseph Martinez will see the name Tata Martino is the head coach, and they will be, I will want to play for him.
Yep.
So that is the thing. Like he knows who he wants. I'm sure he knows who he wants. And I'm not saying that Atlanta is going to go and win MLS Cup next season, but I think
It would be nice.
It would be awesome. But I think there are steps to this, and I think the first step is, can this team establish an identity? Can this team look like it knows what it's doing and look like all the pieces are working together? And I think Tata knows how to do that.
Yeah.
Well, but hold on a second. Just to counterpoint that here is that you have your 3 DPs lined up, and they have claimed, Henry, I know we had this conversation last week about what Chris said, but as far as bringing in some players that could be X factors, you're not able to bring a DP in here for a long time. So a significant change on that side isn't going to happen now. We're going to be going over some roster movements here in a little bit to talk about who we think should stay and who should go. So you're going to get some money opened up by some of those positions, and who knows, maybe we get a couple of players that are surprised that leave here. But that's, I guess, my question going into this season is, can some of the role players that you bring in that are probably going to be TAM players, can they be significant enough to, one, produce, and most importantly, help your 3 DPs produce? Because that was a huge issue all this season.
Yeah. And I think there's so many factors going on. That's why, we came into the show and we were like, oh, it's a big one. Not because like 2 hours ago or whatever it was, Doug put out the articles, saying, per his source, this was happening, right? That he was essentially at the verbal agreement point. It's not just that, we've kind of expected this for honestly a couple of weeks now. I think every Atlanta United outlet, us, Doug, Five Stripe Final, Fan TV, like everybody's kind of been leaning towards, things that we've heard, our sources, their sources, everybody else have said, like, okay, I mean, the front runner has to be Tata because there's so many little puzzle pieces that just fit with Tata. But then you add in, like you said, both of y'all said, the recruitment factor. The 1 year thing kind of came out of nowhere. So to really, really quickly recap, just for people to get caught up, because I see people are coming in the chat and they're like, what's a contract length like? What's going on? Am I crazy to be excited about this? One, you're not crazy to be excited that Tata Martino is coming back, because you can pretty much bet on it at this point. But two, the tweet that it's Germán Garcia Grova, I think is who this is, Triple G, put this out saying that, there's a verbal agreement for him to sign. I'm assuming that's what the writing emoji stands for there, for 1 season. If it's a season,
That's a problem.
it would be very odd,
Yeah.
first of all, for a coach. And this is pure speculation. I put this in our Discord earlier. This is pure speculation. This is not per any source of mine or anything like that, but I would imagine he would have some type of option.
Yeah.
And these options are kind of similar to how player options work, but Tata doesn't tend to stay in one place for very long. That's just not his MO. He has been all over the world, all over the place. But ultimately, though, I think like 1 season, if that's all you get under Tata, is going to do much better than this past season. And at minimum, it's going to set you up for the future. The onus at that point is then on the front office to hit that next coach right. If that is in fact what happens, I just don't think it'll be just a straight out one and done. In my opinion,
You're not bringing him here like you say, you're not bringing him here for a year, but that's the discussion around it. How long is he going to be here? A lot of people, or some people who are against the move, are saying he's going to be gone in 2 years and we're going to have to hit the reset button all over again. We don't trust this front office to hire a new coach to follow him up, because the last time it happened, I'm not saying it was a disaster, but it wasn't quite to the standard Atlanta United need to be treated to win away
fair,
from.
And this is no disrespect to Chris and Garth. It was a disaster.
Well, I'm talking about DeBoer. But everyone after that, it was. Everyone after that, it was. So that's sort of the counterpoint. But that's sort of the counterpoint, right, to bringing Tata Martino in. And I'm like, why? Because you have him. How you know he's not going to be here for more than 2 years? I mean, you have it in your head that he's just going to be 2 and out. I mean, that's kind of unfair. Yes, he's bounced around, but how do we know this is going to be the same case again? And I'm sure there's some assurances. I would hope there's some assurances from Chris Henderson saying, hey, if you're going to be here, we want you here like 3 or 4 years, not 2 years. But I'm sure you guys see my point here. But then the point, or the for is, hey, 2 years with Tata is better than 2 years with anybody else. So it's kind of a two-sided coin. I mean, 2 ways to look at it. Is from what I'm seeing.
And that's what all these conversations are, right? We talk about the interview process and, oh, well, if Tata's available, you obviously go for him, right? And I think in the back of their minds, right, they kind of figured that Tata was their top choice. But, these conversations, that's where all this is discussed, right? It's not just, okay, how much am I getting paid and whatever. That's part of it, but also the length, the project. Tata, this isn't the same situation as 2017. He's not building the team. He's going to be given a roster that was dang near last in the league. This is a different challenge, right? And we're about to talk about some of these moves, but you're going to be able to have the chance to move some contracts, right? To get rid of some contracts as they expire at the end of this season. But a lot of these guys, especially the key guys, you're stuck with for at least another 1 or 2 years at least, unless you exercise a buyout. And so Tata needs to know, right? What are the tools that I'm going to be working with? What control am I going to have over, who I'm going to be bringing in, how I kind of play my cards here.
Right.
And then, Chris Henderson needs to know, okay, this is kind of a give and take. Like, we'll give you a certain amount of control, but we also have to, work together in this aspect. And they work together in Miami very well. And then Chris needs to know, how long are you going to stay, right? How long? Because this is a long-term vision, right? Tata's here to build again. This is a rebuild, whether we want to think about it like that or not. This is a rebuild. And so you don't do a rebuild in 1 or 2 windows. This is several windows, multiple seasons. So again, this is just one report that mentioned the 1-year contract length. It could be more. I'm expecting it would be more, or at least that there would be options. But I wouldn't be so hung up on that right now, because I think if Tata can come in and at least get this team on the right track, I think that is already a massive step in the right direction.
But what is the definition of the right track, though? Is it playoffs? I know, Tommy, you've said, hey, pretty much as
identity.
We just got to get to the playoffs. But
make this team look like it knows how to play soccer again. No, because for the past 100%. Few seasons, there have been no clear ideas. This team has struggled to stay consistent.
Yeah,
the culture has been an issue. It's a word that has been thrown around by several managers and through several seasons that is a central issue. Well, Tata's here to help kind of reestablish that. And you know that he's a guy that can do it because he's done it before at multiple other places and he succeeded there. So that is, for me, at least progress. Install that culture, restore the winning culture of Atlanta United, make this team functional again, right? Bring back the good, fun, attacking soccer, the effective stuff that set this league alight the first time around. And then after that, we obviously want to look at the results. Playoffs have to be a must, right? And just overall looking better. So that's kind of what I'm referring to when I say, progress, right?
And that's
look better. Look like the Atlanta United of old.
I want the train horn to break. I want to hit that button so many damn times that it breaks because the Falcons aren't breaking it right now.
Yeah.
So unless they're playing Buffalo, so we need that. We need them to keep playing.
Gosh.
We need them to score goals. I looked it up. Tata's going to be 63 on the 20th. Happy early birthday, Tata.
Yeah.
Do you know how Bruce Arena is?
70?
72.
72?
He will be 75.
Wow.
On the 7th.
That's wild.
But that's a good point. How long is he going to keep doing it at his age? I mean, granted, he's a youngster compared to Arena, but I mean, that's a good point, Tommy. I guess.
So
I
had to look it up.
No, it is. It's a strong point.
So I want to hit because there's another piece to this saga that we have yet to talk about. We'll get there in 1 second. I did want to hit on a couple of things in the chat. First of all, Mark and Ariel are having a bet. $100. Tata gets Atlanta United in the playoffs next year, and Ariel was like, "No, I'll double that."
Easy money.
You would think so.
Look, did you read the article of our predictions last season?
Even Tommy would take that.
See how bad we were?
I don't care.
Nobody.
I don't care. If I were a betting man, I'd take those odds 100%.
Bet your beard then. Bet your beard.
Big F.
You said you guaranteed it.
I will shave my head if Atlanta United makes the playoffs.
This is the
2026
thing
Get out of here.
that I would come to actually betting my beard. My wife is in the other room right now, like about to come to the wall, like the Kool-Aid man. Be like, no, you're not. But
we'll all do it, even Henry.
Right?
Yeah,
Henry. I mean,
Larry, Curly, and Mo will all get shaved off.
Doesn't have much work to do as it is, but.
But
I don't
like
take
Isaac,
I don't take those odds.
I think it's a pretty safe bet. But Isaac saying, how much power do you think Tata would have in terms of transfers? I think, and I believe I speak for all of us here, but by all means, jump in if you don't feel this way. He's going to have a pretty significant hand at the table. I mean, Chris is the one in charge right now, and the cohort of leaders there. But in this modern day and age of soccer, a team that doesn't allow their head coach to kind of have a little bit of a say is behind the 8 ball. But in the case of Tata Martino, for all the things that we said earlier, the reason that Miguel Almiron came here at first and then went off to Newcastle because it was so successful was because of Tata Martino and the time that he spent in the Paraguay national team back in the late 2000s. Yeah, 2000s. So, I mean, you have to take a guy like that, his wisdom and his experience. This is not a pride thing. Now, that may have been a factor in the past. I'm not going to say yes or no. I do believe that may have been a factor in the past. I don't think you have that problem now. I think you have a group of people in the front office who genuinely want this club to succeed, come hell or high water. And if that is saying, hey, Tata, here's what we're thinking, but we know you have that magical book of players that you like to keep an eye on. So what do you think? Let's sit down. Let's figure this out. We got a few months to get it right. Let's go. So I don't foresee there being any issue with anything as far as him being a part of the signings.
Yeah, he's not gonna be like Bruce Arena, technical director and head coach, or like Peter Vermees was in Kansas City. But
yeah,
like you need to have some influence. And I saw where you're getting at with Bocanegra when they were here, and Bocanegra maybe bristling at how much influence Tata wanted in the signings. So again, don't know if that's true or not, but yeah, he'll have plenty more leeway than he did with Bocanegra. Again, he and Henderson had a terrific working relationship from all we've heard in Miami. Only reason he left was because of his personal issue. So I would imagine he'll have much more leeway, much more I forgot the word, but you guys know what I'm saying. freedom, yeah. Much more freedom to like say, hey, I want this guy, and let's talk about getting him. Now
this is an interesting question. Kevin asking if Tata asks for an Alexei Miranchuk buyout, and let's just take away Alexei Miranchuk, put in any DP
except Miguel Almiron.
There's no way. There's no way he asked to buy out Miggy.
but if Tata asks for a buyout or a free transfer on one of them, and it says does blank allow, but I think the question would be, Arthur Blank,
it was Arthur Blank, yeah,
Chris, whoever. Do they allow that? And I think that would be the big question.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
If you don't, unless you think you could get more out of him than the previous managers have, I think you make that decision. But I mean, you can insert a lot of players in there. If Tristan Muyaba, or if Tata asks for Tristan Muyaba buyout, if he asks for a Saba Libjanitse, but I'm just throwing names out there. Don't
Tristan Muyamba.
I mean, but no, fill in the blank. Fill in the blank. I mean, if he says, "Hey, we need to sell this player or trade him," I feel like Blank trusts him. He trusts his judgment. I mean, he's the only one that's won a trophy with or won an MLS Cup with this club. He'd better trust him and better trust the judgment that he has. So
the last one in this organization to win MLS Cup or any significant championship.
Yeah.
I'm not knocking on the Open Cup because that is significant. However,
the Campeones Cup.
The
Campeones.
MLS Cup it's the Super Bowl of Major League Soccer. So like, I think you have to put some trust into Tata with what he says that he wants. I also think there is a precedent here. It's not like you're just blindly trusting this man to go do some stuff and make some magic happen. He's done it before, and he's done it pretty much everywhere he's been.
He's going to have more leeway than, let's say, a Caleb Porter if he were to come here, or a Jail Savarese if he were to come here. So I feel like that relationship that he's built with Arthur Blank, it does give him a lot more trust than if other managers were to suggest a buyout of X player. And I feel like obviously that's a certain benefit to Tata Martino more than, or as much as he won an MLS Cup with that team. So that's, I would hope that's the case. Otherwise, no, we're in trouble.
I think everything has to be on the table.
Yeah.
Period.
Well, what does everything, just for quick, what does everything mean?
I think you have to use every possible roster mechanism that you have at your disposal and not say you're not going to do something just because you've spent a lot of money on a person. I think, look, if you have to say, hey, we got to cut bait with this DP, or we have to go and move on and use a buyout on a guy that we just signed for 5 years or whatever, I think you have to consider it. But I think, obviously, I talked about the order of operations. Getting the head coach, getting Tata Martino in here first is absolutely the number one step, because he needs to be able to go back and say, all right, here I've looked. I've gone back through 2025. I've seen what's going on. Who knows? Maybe he was sitting at home in Argentina watching these games and being like, oh, man, this is a golden opportunity.
Only I
Who knows? But he comes in. Now you have to have those conversations. And if Tata Martino, after you hire him, comes up to you and says, I cannot work with this guy, not because he's a bad soccer player, but he's not going to fit what we're trying to do here, you have to make that move if you possibly can. And Mark said, if any team can afford to buy out a DP, it's Atlanta.
And Tata's not going to be afraid to bench a DP if they're underperforming.
Yeah.
Right. Like he will pull the trigger, I'm sure. And I've said it before because I see the way that his style is and the soccer that he plays. I think the way that things went this season, if that continues in 2026, Alexei Miranchuk is one that Tata may have those conversations about, because he is a rather slow player who makes some puzzling decisions at times, and his productivity does not justify the designated player slot that he's on or the salary that he's being paid. Mm-hmm. So that is one part, and also the style of this team, that he just doesn't fit if you're trying to play a faster kind of in transition counterattacking soccer. He's not the right guy for that. So I'm interested to see what level of control Tata does end up having, but I think certainly he'll quickly want to identify some of the players that he will be able to count on and some of the ones that he won't.
Well,
when you buy a player out, you basically just commit to the rest of the salary of the contract in MLS. Is that how it works?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, and I'm on a website. I'm not sure if it's 100% correct, but that's $7.2 million if you cut him now for the next 2 years. Look,
what is that to Arthur Blank?
Well, and that's what I've said for a long time here.
Engine for his boat.
Well, I've said this for years. As far as buyouts go, if it's not working, obviously they don't want to do this, but if you know that you're in a window here, not the 1 year window. If it's the 1 year window, that's ridiculous, and I would be totally against this move if that's what it was. But if you got a 2-3 year project here and you want to jumpstart this right away and just say, look, I've watched him enough. I don't think he's going to fit in this offense. We need to move on from. They're going to try and not buy him out, obviously, and get anything they can for him. But if it's going to win you a championship, and Arthur wrote a very nice letter to the fans saying, we want to win. We're going to turn this around. And Tata says, I want this guy, a guy that I know I can get here that's going to be our DP. Then you buy him out, no questions asked.
Yeah, I wanted to kind of ask y'all this because it's popping off in the chat. Everybody answering this question, but Huncho Dev said, genuine question: what makes the Tata situation different than the Miguel Almiron situation? And I think the context there is bringing them back and how successful they would end up being.
It's a good question. I guess. What are your thoughts on it? I guess.
I think at the very least, Tata knows that Miguel Almiron has played the 10 before. So
you don't have to ask him if he's read your article.
Yeah, I think he knows. I think he knows when he did it. He did it
pretty darn good at it too.
Yeah, and he knows that he's good at it. So I think he knows. Tata's a smart guy, and he's been around the block. He knows Miggy very well, obviously, but I think he can very quickly glean what some of the strengths and weaknesses are of the players on this roster. And he can know what these guys can and cannot do, what systems they are strong and weak in. And so I think he's going to know not just, okay, we need to field all 3 DPs because they're the franchise players, right? I don't think that's the way he's going to look at it. I think he's going to look at who can win us games and who can give us the best performances week in and week out. And so I think that is what makes him, I guess, better than the Miggy thing, because Miggy, he's a player. He's just one player of 11, even if he is one of the designated players. And even if he is one of the people that you expect the most production out of, he can only do so much. And he tried to do a lot this season, and it didn't work out. Tata is going to be having control over this team, not just the players that are here now, but the ones that will come in the future, and what this team will look like when it is actually on the field, the soccer that is being played. And that has a bigger effect over the overall team outcome than just one player out of 11.
Yeah, and Tata has the ability to come in and change and right a sinking ship. Miguel Almiron as a player can only do so much. You give him the captain's armband, and I think that's great. But clearly, there were way, way more deep-rooted issues than just, trying to get 11 guys on the pitch for 90 minutes on the same page. Clearly, you don't have the type of season that Atlanta United had if it wasn't for something much more deeper rooted. So, yeah, I mean, I think that's the biggest thing is, Tata, and it's been in the chat too a lot. He's proven. I think Mark just put in about how, he's been in this league a grand total of 4 years, and the only season that he didn't win a trophy was 2017 when Atlanta first kicked the ball. And that was still a very successful season for an expansion team. They made it to the playoffs. The playoffs admittedly were a little harder to get into back then.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I think you just have a totally different style of leadership. No, Edgar, pump the brakes. Whoa.
Stop the podcast.
To be fair,
Stop
he's killing it down in Brazil. So
yeah,
maybe he's never played under Tata, has he? He's never played under Tata.
That's true.
I can't do it again. I can't do it again. We bring back Araujo. No.
Bring back Jurgen Damm.
Yeah. Right.
Now we're talking. If we're talking speed, that man is
built for Tata right there.
Or Mikey Ambrose.
Yes. Pull him out of retirement right now.
Yeah. But to answer the question from earlier, I think the fundamental difference is, and it's just maybe low-hanging fruit, but once a coach who, and Henry, I'm kind of rehashing your point, I feel like, but once a coach who, has more influence on the whole of the team, and once a player, and while he has influence on the whole, not on the whole of the team, while he has influence, he can only do so much by himself. It's up to Tata to rally this team together and make it a cohesive unit that's able to succeed in MLS. And I feel like that's the main difference, is because you're dealing with two totally different dynamics here. So I see where the question is coming from. Some people may write it off, it's nostalgia all over again, like we did with Miggy, and things didn't work out the way we hoped in 2025. But it is different. And, we were talking about how much experience Tata has had, the respect his name commands, especially in South America. So totally different scenarios and dynamics, I feel like.
Well, you want nostalgia? We could raise you one here on this one.
Uh-oh.
Because Joseph freaking Martinez is interested in an Atlanta United reunion here. Can I start on this one?
Absolutely.
Yes. Go ahead.
This one, okay. So let's go back to what I said last season about it, because people were talking about bringing Joseph back. And at that point, I said, for whatever striker you bring in, because he wasn't going to be your starter at that point. You were going to bring someone in with that DP money. Whoever it came in for, it was going to be unfair to them, because you can't live up to the expectation of Joseph Martinez. And if things got bad with that DP player, fans would be chanting for Joseph. Fans would be chanting for the manager to get fired if Joseph didn't come in. Could you imagine Latte Lath on this team, or Joseph Martinez on this past year's team, and the crowd reactions just chanting for Joseph every single game? And with good reason here, guys. I think that was it was going to happen there, because Latte Lath was terrible for a large part of this season. But now, and people are going to say about this, well, look what happened with Miguel Almiron. Now, Miguel Almiron left MLS, went to the Premier League, wasn't starting regularly, was a bench guy. But you've seen with Joseph Martinez, I think the difference here is that you've seen him now go to a couple teams, have success. Obviously, his health has been getting better. He has been missing many games. Now, I know going back to turf, it would be, I don't know. Does San Jose play on turf?
No, not playing grass.
Okay. So playing on turf again, it might not be the greatest thing for him, but I would be less worried about that, especially if it was as a sub extra attacker at some point role there. I think that would be good. But man, it puts a lot of pressure on Latte Loth. And to be honest with you, I think at this point, after last year and now being able to get some rest, he needs some of that pressure on him.
Is he going to start in Atlanta, though, is the question. Is Joseph, if he does and ultimately come back to Atlanta, and Tom said that an Atlanta reunion is on the table, is he going to want to start? Sort of a rhetorical question, but he needs to know, he needs to have some assurance with Chris Henderson and Tata. Let's say, I mean, it seems like it's going to happen. He needs to have an assurance of what his role is going to be with the club, right? He's going to want a lot of money. Let's be honest. He's going to want a lot of money, not DP money, but he's going to want a lot of money. Is he going to want a lot of money to be a backup behind Latte Lot? I don't think so. He's going to want to start. He's going to want to have a much larger role in the attack than just coming in maybe for 30 minutes a match. That's the kind of player he is. He's proud. He's confident in his ability. He plays with a chip on his shoulder. He wants it as much as anybody out there. That's my only worry. I'm not saying I don't want it to happen, but that's my only worry. Is there going to be level expectations between Chris Henderson and Tata Martino and Joseph Martinez about what his role will be? I don't think he comes back just because Tata is coming here. He wants to know, hey, am I going to start? How much time am I going to be on the field? How much money I'm going to be making? All of those factors are things that I feel like we need to think about. I would love to see him back, by the way, but those are factors that need to be resolved before I guess we can talk about maybe a realistic reunion between Joseph Martinez and Atlanta United.
Well, he was on a TAM deal with San Jose this season, so he wouldn't need a DP slot to sign him. But also, I was thinking through this also because, again, Joseph, like you said, probably would not want to be a backup, and you're not going to bench Latte Lot considering he is your club record signing and all, and you're kind of betting on him showing his worth. What about a strike partnership of Latte Lot and Joseph? Maybe. I think that would be pretty interesting. Joseph operated this season most of the time in a strike partnership with Chicho Arango, who, he's got some pace. He's a player of a little bit of a different profile than Latte Lot, but I think you can find a way to make it work. If you are set on making this a team that, hits hard on transitions, is fast, Joseph and Latte Lot, like that partnership could work very, very well. I'd be interested to see that with Miggy behind them pulling the strings in that kind of number 10 role. I think that would be something interesting to see. And then the rest of the team, you'd have to figure out how to accommodate that. But I think Joseph could fit in that sense. And again, he had 14 goals, 2 assists in 30 games this season. More goals than any Atlanta United player.
More goals than Latte Lot, yeah.
Yeah, which is funny. But yeah, I think, first of all, I think Tata will get more out of Latte Lot than Ronnie Dyla did. But also, I think, first of all, Joseph and Miggy being together, think about the kind of the moral boost that's going to give both of them, and even Tata as well. So again, I would be interested to see that strike partnership of Joseph and Latte Lot. I think it would work very, very well. But again, I think that all depends on what happens here. If Joseph is interested, if Atlanta is interested in bringing Joseph back, because this is a different Atlanta, right? Tata might be here, but what about, what does Chris Henderson think? What about this organization? We'll see. I think it's certainly an interesting kind of question to think about.
Yeah. I think it's Kevin.
He did start a lot. Yeah. I don't have the stats, but I was just looking at it, trying to figure out how many he started, but he started a lot of games.
He played in 31 games. Scored 14
goals. A lot of time, yeah.
But I think it's interesting too. There has to be something, not for nostalgia purposes, but for how much the dude really loves this city. And there it is. This dude will be giving interviews randomly and just bring up how much he loves Atlanta. Now, at the end of the day, it has to be the right fit. And there, Mark saying 30 appearances, 21 starts.
Yeah.
Thank you. This guy's got all this. He's got a spreadsheet.
Yeah.
It's insane of like all these MLS.
I know, it's wild. But I think if you can find a way to make it work, it's not just the nostalgia again. Y'all made the point already. He has already been scoring more goals than anybody at Atlanta United. And I mean, as an example, since August 2023, when Jamal Tiari got here, he scored 14 goals. And Joseph did that on a free transfer in 1 year with San Jose.
Yeah.
It was a fun team to watch. Real.
It
fun
was.
team to
And
watch.
the thing is, I think you're kind of getting something similar with this version of Atlanta with Tata coming in, because you do have the speed. Again, the one oddball out here is Alexei Miranchuk. You can make it work with Latte Lath. I really do feel like, to Henry's point, you could make something happen. But I also think there is a universe where you do have Joseph come back and you operate. I'm trying to think of a good example. I have one and I lost it, but it's kind of like you share. It's not you're starting 100% every game and you're starting. It is like who's stepping up here for the first 60 minutes, and then I'm bringing the other one as a sub. It's not Latte Lath has to start every game and I'm bringing in Joseph for 30. I think you share the load here. I think there is a world where you can make this work. Forget the $22 million price tag on Latte Lath. If you have those two guys on your roster, and then, okay, knock on wood, one of them gets injured, you still have a really, really talented striker. Take away the 2025 season.
Yeah.
With Latte Lath or with Joseph. So I don't know, man. I'm not opposed to it. There was a point, and I saw this in the chat earlier, where I was like, I don't think he needs to come back here because of the attitude and other things. But there was a point brought up in the chat that a lot of the reason that he was so frustrated and so pissed off, those reasons are gone. They're not at the club anymore. So
yeah.
I mean, I think it, again, everything should be on the table.
This is a question,
including chicken and rice, the chicken and rice, not on the floor, on the table. Okay, had to get that in.
Right. But just quickly, guys, this is a question and it's open-ended. I don't expect us to talk about it, but just something to ponder. Why did Bruce Arena elect to decline his option for 2026? I mean, did Joseph ask for it? Looking at the Tata news, maybe he knew something about Tata possibly coming back to Atlanta. He said to Bruce Arena, hey, this is an opportunity for me to head back to a city I love, city that's been good to me. Speculating, I don't have any inside knowledge whether this has happened or to the contrary, but could that be a reason? I don't know, but that's just sort of the question I'm asking. Why did they do it? And another thing, he's going to be 33 years old in May. So that's another thing you have to think about is, and Tyler, you kind of had to solve for it. How much are you going to play him in the season? Those are my only two questions, I feel like. And Derek saying that in the chat is mutual. So I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see.
I mean, it wouldn't make sense for Bruce Arena to just say, okay, I'm just not going to renew the top goal scorer for the club this season.
Right.
They had a good relationship, is what the report says. So there was no issues there as far as locker room. I really do think there's potentially, credence to that idea of Joseph seeing this Tata Martino saga, seeing that, things are advancing and saying, this could be a chance for me to come back to an Atlanta side that has, a possibility of turning things around, that things will clearly look different because the guy who will be in charge of the team, you've worked with him before and you know what he's all about.
Yep.
And he knows you. And oh, by the way, your best friend Miggy is there as well.
Yeah.
And there's a mutual respect all around.
Yeah. Exactly. I think all of that is potentially was on his mind as this kind of mutual agreement happened. And I wouldn't be surprised if Atlanta is interested. I think that is that's a decent move for Joseph, who, again, like you said, Tyler, earlier, he mentions a lot how much he loves Atlanta, how much of a special place it is to him. A part of me thinks that maybe he wants to also kind of end his career here in Atlanta. I don't think he's going to end his career like this season or anything, but he probably would want to end it here where he shared a lot of special years.
Yeah.
We need Felipe to kind of work his sources, or Tom to work his sources to figure out the reason. And Tommy, you're kind of sighing because you don't like Felipe, or
no, don't put that rumor in the world.
You're not fond. No, I'm sorry.
Whoa, Felipe, I know you watch.
Felipe, if you're watching and listening, we love you. We all love you. But
well, apparently I don't. Apparently, no. All I said to him is that when I'm watching a Bad Atlanta United game and I see his tweet come up, it's like, no shit, Sherlock, this team sucks. I don't need to see it and then read it 5 seconds later. That was my thing with him. But as of right now, Felipe has a new love. They are down south, much warmer weather, and that is where he is. Yeah. But he might be coming back up. Back up. But yeah, that's a story. And
no, Felipe's a good man. We love him.
Yeah.
Get back on the show at some point.
Yeah, we do. Before we jump to roster decisions and our version of Gladiator, one other thing that's popped up in the chat a lot, and I'm trying to find it. Where did it go? I just had it, and the chat started moving. Anyway, I won't pull it. Matt said, said if Joseph comes back and hits the fusion with Miggy, I will weep. And that's been a few times in the chat. A few people have kind of said something similar. So apologies. I'm not just pulling up Matt's. All y'all. A lot of people have said it.
Yeah. Watch that happen in the home opener.
Right? Here's the thing. Henry, I know you were there on the other side of the stands. 2023, I think. The Premier League Summer Series. Newcastle comes over.
Yes.
And obviously at this point, Miguel Almiron's been gone for 5 years. This is his first time back in the Benz. And most people are there really to see this guy. And he scores a classic Miguel Almiron goal. And that place, it is to this day, outside of, I don't even know, man, maybe 2018, really, the loudest I've heard that place. That place exploded. And then Ariel said, I will ugly cry. We all watched as he went up to the stands and he hit the one half of the fusion. And I felt things. And I was like, oh my God. Because I'm sitting there with my kids, my older kids, and I'm like, dude, y'all were so little when this happened.
Yeah.
You know, like y'all were so little when this was happening. Like this is Atlanta lore here, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, dude, I know it's at this point it's fan fiction. At this point, who knows if it's even a thing that's in the cards. But if it happened, sitting up in the press box,
it'll be loud.
I might shed a tear. I might shed a tear.
Write that part two of your fan fiction, right. Tyler.
Yeah.
Hey, so far I'm a fan
Put
fiction.
that on Twitter.
Tommy, we need you at the home opener in case it happens.
I've already told my friends. I said if Joseph is back,
you're coming.
I mean, I'll be there anyways, but I'll bring a crew with me.
Yeah.
That would be a cool. I said, look, I fell for the Miguel Almiron thing, hook, line, sinker, and everyone did because you saw everybody at the airport waiting for him to come in. We saw that when he was top 5 or top 3 selling jersey of the year?
Top 5.
Number 4.
Number 4. Okay. So he was number 4 there. Everybody loves a great comeback story. There's a joke there. Go to YouTube and find it. But it's exciting that it was exciting to see him come back. You know, you didn't know what he was going to do at that point, and it's been a disappointment 100%. So when people in the chat or on Twitter, Facebook, I don't go to Reddit, thankfully, I understand why you can be hesitant because like we talked about before, reunions like this don't work most of the time. They don't. You're bringing back 3 guys that worked really well together, possibly with Miggy, Tata, and Joseph. Can they make it work with some other players surrounding them? I don't know. We really don't know. I mean, we would have to see. But this front office would be doubling, tripling down that this trio combo here plus whatever else that they bring on is going to work, because it hasn't under Garth Lagerwey. Unfortunately, here it's been more bad than good. We've had a few short periods. I don't like when everyone just says that it's been all terrible, because then you're blocking out some good times that happened there. But overall, it has not been good, and it's not what you expected when you brought in a guy that has is such what's the word I'm looking for? Pedigree as Garth Lagerway in MLS, and being able to deal with it. So if they're bringing all these guys in, they're putting their reputation, and we talked about this at the end of a couple of weeks ago. Like, you got to get everything right, because you might not have a job at some point down the line here. I know Chris is still new, but if you went and changed other people in the front office, they might bring their own guys in. They might say, Chris, I'm bringing my own guy in here, and then Chris is out of a job. So everyone here has to be super invested on the decisions they make, because you're the second worst team in the league. That's embarrassing. When you spent as much money as you did, you got to figure it out quickly, very quickly here.
And let's not forget too.
Win. I just want to win.
Yeah, I agree. But
and also, be fun to watch.
And be fun to watch. Exactly.
Yes, please.
I mostly win.
Yeah, I'll take winning. One more thing on the Joseph situation. I think it's easy to kind of think, and I saw the battered Herons folks in here, and Luis Suarez catching strays in our chat.
Yeah.
Which
we don't want to bite into that conversation at all.
No, we don't. No.
Let's kick it. Let's kick it. Let's kick this.
Right.
Let's kick it.
Right.
Well done. Well played.
But I think it's easy for Atlanta fans to kind of look at 2018. And, obviously Tata leaves, Mickey leaves, Joseph's here. And then early 2020, before the world went to crap, Joseph gets hurt. Screw you, Nashville. And it's kind of felt like things have just sucked since then, right? And you have to kind of remember, too, that Tata and Joseph had been reunited for a short period of time since then. Like, they did have a moment together a lot more recently than 2018. So I think it's not just I want to go back. I want to bring back the glory days. I think if this does happen, it's clearly because Tata Martino sees that Joseph still has some gas left in the tank, and that he can use him in a way that will be most successful. And I don't think Joseph comes in, if he does, and starts every single game. Whether or not Latte Lata's here, that doesn't matter. I think best case scenario, the way that I would play it would be, like I said earlier, you essentially have two guys who share the starting duties at striker, or you play the dual striker setup, depending on what Tata wants to do. But I think there's a lot of options. But one thing is just about for certain, Tata Martino is looking to be the next head coach for the second time of Atlanta United. And he's going to have a lot of work to do. To get everything back on track. But you needed a big time signing again, just kind of like you did with Miggy, like y'all were saying earlier. And you're going to have it. Now where do you go? How successful can you make it? Whether it's a year or not, doesn't matter. Get it back on track.
Well, you have some decisions to make.
Yes,
and Chris Anderson partner has some decisions to make.
We're making the decisions today.
We're making them now.
Sorry, Chris.
Sorry, Chris.
We're taking over for the next half hour-ish.
So,
half hour.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
However long.
So, to explain it to the chat, and the chat, we want y'all to get involved as well. All right, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
11.
8, 9, 10, 11. Thank you. No, there's 12. That's 12.
I count 12. I'm sorry.
What?
12.
Betrayal.
11 and a half. 11 and a half.
There are 12.
Yes.
12.
Who's the half?
Huh?
Well, Mascara, because we don't know if his option is for 2026 or 2027. The roster profile.
It's going to have to be triggered anyway because he's on that line.
Yeah.
So we already told you one. Now we have 11.
But if I had a choice,
We are going to go through.
He's going to make
all
a
the players.
TikTok on why he shouldn't have to return.
Yeah. We're going to go through all the players, and we're going to give you our opinions, our decisions. And we have not talked about this beforehand, other than just the natural conversation we all have here on the show and outside of the show and in Discord.
Yeah.
And we're going to do it gladiator style. And by gladiator, I mean the movie. Thumb sideways. It's either going down or up, whatever you decide. All right. And that's going to be whether or not we feel that player should stay, get picked up, whatever. All right. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of money behind it as well.
For those listening on the podcast, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeart, leave a message on social media with what your thoughts are. Keep or leave or stay or go. Stay or go. Just tweet us, post on Instagram, Blue Sky, whatever. We want to hear your thoughts as well. So we talk about the chat here on YouTube, but we want to hear your thoughts if you're listening, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeart, or leave a comment if you're watching on YouTube after the fact. Leave a comment. Comments are always open.
And this will be a great time while everybody's here. If you haven't already, and you like our content, you like the website, scribesandspikes.com, go visit it. Got all the news, all the articles going up. Go visit patreon.com/scribesandspikes. You guys can jump into any of the tiers. Obviously, the higher tiers, we have some extra content that goes out, but any of the tiers get you into our Discord, get you into our watch-alongs that we do throughout the season. And look, the Discord's hopping. We're having a good time. It's a lot of fun. We have different channels, not just talking about soccer, everything. So patreon.com/scribesandspikes. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the YouTube. We truly, truly appreciate it. Like it, all that good stuff. It does help us. It really does. So without further ado, let's go ahead and let's do the trial run. I mean, I know we've already pretty much said it, but just to kind of give everybody what we're working with here. Edwin Mosquera making $455,833.
A lot of bank.
Stay or go.
There you go.
Where would you?
Tommy, 2 thumbs down.
He has to stay.
Move it up.
5 thumbs down. Tyler, thumbs down. Henry, thumbs up. Why Henry, thumbs up?
Because he has to stay. He's on loan.
I know. It's just for the sake
Quit
of
trying to ruin a good time. Jeez.
But you can still play some games and work it out to where you can move on.
Sure.
Okay, yeah, sure. Bad. Because he does have a purchase option on him, and I think that when they made that loan, kind of the idea was, okay, Millonarios, you're definitely taking him in the summer, right? That's why we're keeping him on for an extra year. Yeah. I mean, they have to keep him.
The amount.
There's a lot of
down emojis.
There's a lot of thumbs down in the chat. I think everyone, or most everybody, is on board. Mark saying have to keep him because he's on loan. Sort of what we were saying already, but I haven't seen the chat that unanimous in a while.
All right, that one was easy.
It only goes up from here.
Right.
That's it. Depends on which map you're looking at. All right, here we go. Brooks Lennon making $740,000.
Ready?
I'm going to try and fit my big toe into this one here.
Oh, 3, 2, 1.
Thumbs down all the way around.
Big thumb down.
Tommy with 2 thumbs. Yeah.
Great guy. But he needs a change of atmosphere.
Yeah.
I think Atlanta needs a change of atmosphere from him. Move on from him. Mark saying in the chat, sell him because he has the option. I think you can figure out something. But at the end of the day, I think you need to move on from Brooks Lennon.
Get some GAM.
Agreed.
Get some GAM for him. GAM and I don't know. MLS Super Draft pick.
Bro, I hope the amount of thumbs down that we're getting in our comment
chat is like again
destroy our algorithm.
Thumbs down. YouTube, if you're listening.
Brooks Lennon making $1.
Yeah. Yeah, $740K for what he's producing is way too much.
Agreed.
Maybe bring it back
his downfall
just to trade him or
you don't pick up his option at all. Just let him go.
Just to sell him.
For his performance this season.
Okay. Yeah. Either way, he's not going to be back in 2026 is my point.
Yeah.
The fall off, though, I just didn't expect it.
Oh, no, absolutely.
No.
Absolutely.
I mean, I think there's other factors there.
Yeah.
But ultimately, it was just, again, I think he just needs a change. And yeah, he needs. Seth's saying it. We've all said it for a couple of seasons. He's been too predictable. So
listen to the Patreon episode where we talk about our player ratings. You'll hear a little something about Brooks Lennon in there.
Yeah, for sure. Go check it out. Again, patreon.com/Carbs and Spikes.
After the show.
This next one. Yeah, that was good. This next one's going to be, I think this is going to be split. I really do. I feel out of all the ones, this might be the least unanimous, but we'll see. Jamal Tiare making $700,000
with today's news.
Yeah, right.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, I was wrong. We're unanimous.
It's super unanimous, dude.
Thumbs down all the way across. It's too much money for a number 2, guys. Like, you can get a cheaper option, maybe get a little more production, but you're not going to pay $700,000 next year. Or you shouldn't be paying $700,000 next year for a backup striker.
How much does Joseph make this year?
$1 million.
1.4 million. 1.4 million.
Then what are we talking about? So were you pro Joseph or are you anti Joseph? I don't remember.
I'm pro Joseph, but not as a backup striker.
I mean, he's gonna be.
That's what I was gonna get earlier. Yeah, that's what I was gonna get earlier though.
Well, I
know.
Well, I was just gonna say, I think it comes down to also to like how much money are you paying per goal, really? You know, and I think you're definitely getting a much better work rate out of Joseph, even if you're paying him a little bit more. I didn't mean to cut you off, Tommy, but there is definitely a valid question.
I would just say with him, I know he's been healthier this season, but he has a history of injuries here, and that's probably one of the biggest concerns that I have. Besides the dollar value and his injury history combined, it doesn't make me comfortable keeping him here for another year. If you can find another option,
yeah. 100%.
Now this is interesting. So we have, let's see, Matt, Daniel, Kevin, ABN, and Ariel all giving the thumbs down, but then we have a few thumbs up. Tequila, Derek, Bruno, Seth, all saying thumbs up. So, and I see a lot of the chat too saying, if you can get a better deal, you know, sign him back.
Negotiate, yeah.
Yeah, Mark saying 350,000. I mean, I think if you can get him for a much lower deal, I mean, you need 3 strikers. I still would like to see Cam and Togashi get kept around, but we'll get to that. But yeah, we'll see.
Maybe Joseph takes a discount deal to come back. Maybe he just takes Tiare's amount and salary and says, "I'll take that to be able to help make a winner here."
Possible.
There's got to be some corporations and companies throughout Atlanta that would love to pay Joseph Martinez some money as an Atlanta legend to represent something. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
we'll give him a weekly segment if he comes back to Atlanta and takes a little deal. We'll give him a weekly segment on our show.
We'll have to clear it with the team, see what they say. I would love that.
Yeah, Joseph could do it.
Tommy. Right. Pretty much.
All right.
Who's next?
Here we go. Moving on. At $328,492, Josh Cohen.
Interesting.
This is tough.
Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Myself and Tommy thumbs down. Henry and Tyler thumbs up. Interesting. Why, guys?
Why? Well, I say keep him, mostly because, well, look, Brad retired. We are assuming that Jaden Hibbert at this point in time is going to be the starter going into 2026. Yeah. You need to build out your goalkeeping core, right? And Cohen as a backup, I think, is a solid deal. That's not a whole lot of money that he's on, to be honest. Maybe it's a little bit more than ideal, but it's not that bad. And he can step in and deliver a reasonable performance if, for some reason, Jaden Hibbert has to miss time. I think at that point, you know, you keep him, and then you just go and sign yourself another free agent goalkeeper. There are some that are really interesting in free agency that Atlanta could target on minimum, but yeah, for his salary and his role, I think it's fine to just keep Josh Cohen.
I agree. That was kind of my reasoning. I think it's not an outrageous amount of money, and I struggle to sit there and blame him for the couple of matches that he has played in where he maybe wasn't the best, because he's just that. He's getting thrown into the fire in kind of odd situations. And you got to remember, he did keep Atlanta United in the Open Cup against Charleston. a couple of years ago in that amazingly boring match that I was at, getting destroyed by
Tommy's favorite match.
Multiple U.S. Open Cup games where he wasn't it. I don't remember if there were 2 shootouts that he went into and penalties, or was it just one? But the one. I mean, he made some big saves, and I remember.
Yeah.
I mean, he was one of the reasons why we advanced as far as we did.
Was he also in Leagues Cup last year, or am I imagining that?
This past year, no.
No, not this year, but 2024.
2024. Okay, 2024.
I want to say yes.
Cruz Azul, right? So. Was it Cruz Azul or was it the first one? What was the first one?
DC United.
DC.
2024, right? Yeah, DC United. They lost in penalty.
I think DC. Yeah, I think it might have been either the DC United game or the Cruz Azul game, but I remember him playing a Leagues Cup game.
Yeah, I think so.
I said no because I mean, and one in here that says, you know, we've got Hibbert. If Hibbert's actually the guy, and maybe he has a sophomore slump, maybe he has some issues at some point. You need someone to come in, and I'd want someone that maybe has played more recently than him. Did he play for the Twos at all last year, or did he literally just
several times? Philip
matches last year, yeah. Uh-huh. He did have 9 saves in the Leagues Cup, by the way, so he did play
last year. Okay, yeah. I don't know. I think I would just want to find someone with maybe a little bit more track record of playing over the past few years, with some good numbers, because it does worry me. Look, I think Hibbert should get it, no matter what ends up happening here. But with what you paid Joseph with Guzan, become the Joseph. Now Joseph's just in my mind now. What you paid Guzan, you could upgrade yourself a little bit on the backup keeper situation to have someone that potentially be willing to be there, to be the guy if need be, if ready to fight it out in camp, because Tata is probably going to say this is a new regime and you got to earn yourself, and maybe Hibbert doesn't get it there, and maybe he has to wait a little bit longer, which wouldn't be the end of the world for him. It wouldn't be the end of the world if that ends up happening, because what you guys are saying is if we're bringing Tata in here, we're playing to win, and if they bring in someone and they beat out Hibbert, I don't care at that point. I don't care that's it's the best guy. It's the best guy to help you win. And you know what? Not every keeper plays the entire season. Not everybody's Brad Guzan. That's going to be able to play everything. There's injuries. There's just maybe rest that needs to happen. I just want someone else.
You can get somebody else for cheaper. I mean, I agree with everything you're saying, but you can get somebody else for under $328,000, right? Like Tommy, like you said, a veteran that's played more recently, who has more experience. And listen, Cohen has had plenty of professional experience. He has had Champions League experience. So I'm not saying that doesn't matter, but someone who has played, like you said, more recently. And I think you can find that for less than what Cohen made. That being said, if you brought up an excellent point about Hibbert, excellent point. You need to find a proven goalkeeper who can serve as a number 2, or if Hibbert is GK1 and he completely falls apart under the pressure, you can bring this other guy in and say, hey, this is somebody we know, somebody we trust, who's had plenty of experience in MLS, has had, is a veteran who can be brought in for relatively cheap. So that's why I said no to Josh Cohen. Gray saying in the chat, David Bingham would be cheaper. That's a great shout.
Train.
No, that's a good shout. Maybe a David Bingham or someone similar. But yeah, I say no to bring Cohen back.
You got to keep in mind too, and I think y'all were kind of alluding to this as well. But FJ saying, there's a good chance that Jaden will miss some time because of his kind of newfound call-ups with Canada. Is he going to get called up to the World Cup?
Big maybe. That's a huge question mark at this point.
I hope he does.
Yeah, he would have to show out a lot in the 5-6 months leading up to the World Cup.
I think no matter what, I mean, even if he doesn't see the field, and to be fair, if he got called up, he probably wouldn't. But just that, experience would be amazing for him. But yeah, I think, and we've talked about this before, whoever does come in, just because Jaden played the last, 6, 7, 8 matches in the end of 2025, that doesn't mean he's locked in. That doesn't mean Tata Martino is going to go in and just immediately trust him because somebody says so. You have to have somebody there that you can trust regardless, and there has to be competition. And that's a tough one. It'll be interesting.
Yeah, I just don't know if it's Cohen though, but that's just me. That's just me.
Guys, we might need to get the Joseph candle back. I just
my
thought
God.
of it. I was looking at
I still have the stickers. Go buy the stickers.
Maybe. Yeah, we got the.
Yeah, they're back in style. Stickers are back in style. We still got them at the store.
Every time a goal happens, what do we do? Yeah. Oh, sorry. Just random thought in my head. I didn't want to forget it.
Don't go to the shop. Go get you some Scarves and Spikes merch.
Yes.
Joseph Candle.
All right. So that one was a little more divisive than I originally thought, but it's fair. Very, very fair. All right. Moving on. Oh, and the chat. I'm sorry, really quick, because the chat was all over the place too. I mean, we had pretty even amount of thumbs up and thumbs down.
Yeah.
All right.
This next one isn't going to be divisive at all. I can feel it.
Yeah, at 290, 750. Rocket Ronald Hernandez.
Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Go.
Obviously keeping him, dude.
Thumbs up.
I love Rocket Ronnie.
Love? Now, is it love or is it just like
he's awesome? That's all I'm gonna say. No, but for real, I mean, it's a relatively low cap hit. He has been a solid backup, and he really took the position of starting right back after Brooks Lennon was kind of dropped from that role, and he works really, really well with Miggy. So I just think that little bit of interconnection, that interplay, you kind of want to keep that chemistry going. So I think that's definitely points in favor of him staying. However, I'm not sure that he's going to be the starting right back next year. I don't think he will be. No. I think this club will probably go and try to find another replacement. Again, assuming that Brooks Lennon doesn't stay, which we kind of agree that he probably won't be.
Yeah, you pretty much read my mind, Henry. Like, for what he can provide and what he is, which is not a starter in MLS, let's be clear. But, yeah, keep him around. If nothing more than a locker room guy, because this is a guy who has been with the club for years, and you need somebody like that in the locker room, especially for newer guys, especially younger guys who come in to this club, maybe South Americans, if Tata does move in that direction again, who he can kind of help, kind of guide, as they make their way on the team. So I say definitely keep for that reason and for the value that he can provide as a backup for this team. But then definitely get a new starting right back because he's not starting quality.
Yeah. I mean, to all the points that are being made in the chat and all the ones that y'all are making, I mean, it's not a lot of money. He's going to bleed for this club, and you don't have many of those right now that have shown that anyway. But ultimately, I mean, I personally think we would see the best version of Ronald Hernandez under Tata Martino. I think that style of play would actually fit Ronald Hernandez a lot better. So, yeah, I mean, I'm all for it. I think that one's, to me, that one's a gimme.
What do you think, Tommy?
Oh, I don't have anything. I don't have anything different to say. I mean, he 2 years ago. You want to bring up the Open Cup? We'll bring up the Open Cup. He was the captain in those games. Every coach has talked about how he is that locker room guy. He bleeds red and black. That's what he does. He's been able to come in any shitty situation that this team has come across over the years and be able to come in and do mostly a good job. That one time he played center back, it was real bad.
There was a couple times, to be fair, but
a couple times. But I think it was the first time the ball, he tried to jump and we found out Ronald can't jump well. That was bad. But other than that, I mean, you need one. You can't just completely take this roster and just flip it over. There's just too much to do. This isn't EAFC 26. So you're going to need to have
chicken and rice.
Yeah, you need to be able to have some guys that are returning here, and even and I think someone put like, oh, to show the culture, whatever. The culture right now is shit on that team. It's gonna have to change. So I don't take the culture thing there, but still, you need some guys that have been like, hey, I live here, I live in the city, I can show you around, all of that, and he's a guy I think that would be good for that.
Absolutely.
Mostly positive, mostly thumbs up in the chat.
Yeah.
I think we had three thumbs down. So
what do they know?
Dan, ABN, and Tepet Mage. Y'all
forget those guys.
Wow.
No.
Just kidding.
I think there are a lot. We've said on the show that Ronald at some point throughout the season has been one of the most divisive players. I just think when you look at the amount of money that he's making and what he provides you depth wise, like I think you have to keep him.
Yeah, exactly.
Can I just say something real quick? This is just to stop you for a second. We've got, I think, 60 people watching on YouTube. We've got like 350 watching on X. And I just got to say, we've been doing this for a long time. And unfortunately, there's been some bad times that have been around this team here. To see a lot of the positivity today. And then obviously the Joseph thing coming out later and just people being excited about what can happen. It just makes like this great. It makes it great. I mean, the chat's been going crazy here today, and really we've been saying for years, it's just the vibes really need to come back to this team, and winning brings vibes. And obviously I know if Joseph comes back, that'll bring vibes, and Tata will bring vibes. But February, a Mercedes-Benz Stadium, that's going to be sweet. But like I said last week, it's cool, but you got to be doing it in June. You got to be doing it in August, and October. Like that's there. But still, it's just awesome that like people are really excited on November 5th, 2025 here.
It's fun.
It's refreshing.
It's fun to do it when people are in a good mood.
It is.
It is fun to do it when people are in a good mood.
And we have a holiday episode coming up. The holidays in general are coming up.
All kinds of stuff.
Super.
Home Alone 3 season started.
Yeah, we're getting
it.
100%. Home Alone 3 season.
But yeah, I agree. This is good. This is fun.
Sorry.
No, you're good. I think it needs to be said. I'm tired of the negativity. Not that it's not warranted.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Be a goldfish, y'all.
Yeah, exactly.
Give Rich McKay a 5-year contract extension.
Well,
let's get drunk. As you were.
104,000 came in Togashi.
Oh.
Ready?
Tyler?
Yep.
3, 2, 1.
1. Thumbs up. Tyler and myself. Thumbs down, Henry and Tommy. Tommy, why thumbs down?
That's a lot of money.
$104,000? No, it's not.
Your minimum.
20,000.
I know. I'm joking. I'm joking. Just calm down.
Okay.
I mean, I'll take that.
I know. And Tyler, I almost put my thumbs up because I don't watch the twos much. So that's my defense here. If everyone thinks that I'm wrong, but I've seen what he can do, and that's a little bit of what he can come and bring in here. But I think you just need to be able to find maybe another MLS player that if he comes in, what you're bringing. I don't know if we know what he has.
We barely played.
I don't know if we really do know. And
2 games with the first team, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Not much.
But was crucial to the second team.
Yeah. So if nothing more, sorry, it's not my turn yet. It's not my turn. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I'm gonna wait. My thumb was up. You're barely paying anything for it. Like I said, you're only paying him 20,000 over the minimum salary. Keep him. Let him have some time with the twos, so he stays fresh, stays fit, stays in game shape. Exactly the same as he was in 2025. Give him some more time with the first team, and keep him for 1 more year and see what happens. I don't mind him staying. Here's
my thing. As far as cap hit, excellent salary. Like that is the dream point, is the senior minimum. So that's not the part that I'm objecting to. I'm objecting to the fact that he's a 32-year-old striker who has barely seen time with the first team. Although I love his effort, and I love, I still go back to his little like celebration after scoring in Leagues Cup, and he just like yells, like screams towards the roof from Mercedes-Benz Stadium. That was awesome. But a 32-year-old striker, he's not going to really improve significantly. I would rather lean towards potentially a younger striker, right? Maybe a U22 striker, one that Tata maybe has his eye on. Bring him in and have that be kind of one of your primary backups. If you're keeping TRA, definitely, then I think Togashi kind of has to go. If you're not keeping TRA, though, I would be a little bit more open to having Togashi as that third option. But as of right now, I kind of think he's probably going.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think honestly, it really does depend on what you do with the striker core as a whole. And, you know, taking the whole Joseph thing out of it for a minute, because who knows? It's easy to get caught up in that, but that's not a thing right now. So if you think next year going into it's going to be Latte Lath, and we all pretty much said TRA it should be a no-go, then I could see you keeping him around. And I would like to see him be kept around because I just think he does provide you something. But yeah, like Mark said, you know, a lot of us have said you can't keep them both. And that was going to be my point. If you don't keep them, I would like to see a U22 spot get used there. I would like to see somebody come in
that's fair,
that can truly develop and be a little bit of a successor to whatever happens in the next couple of years. You know, get somebody involved with the club, get somebody that's going to step in and be around at least semi long term. So,
or play on the wing as well.
Yeah,
someone that can play both positions, because you're going to need some depth here. I mean, I know we're not going to talk about Saba, but when Tata is announced, I want to have a long conversation about the future of Saba on this team. But I think that's a great thing to use your U22 spot for.
Yeah,
that's
Go
fair.
get the next Open Cup hero, Brandon Vasquez.
Exactly.
There you go.
U22.
I didn't even look. I think everybody just kind of was all over the place with that one. But
also, Tequila, joke's on you. I'm actually Gen Z.
Whoa.
Got him.
No facial hair, though.
Yeah.
Let's go on to the next one.
You're getting there.
Yeah.
All right. At $80,622, Leo Alfonso.
Ready?
3, 2, 1. Goodbye. Wow.
Henry, Tommy, thumbs down. Myself and Tyler, thumbs up. On the minimum salary, guys. I mean, keep them. I have nothing else to add.
Minimum salary winger.
So
We're just talking about depth. Like,
yeah,
I don't think there's a scenario where you necessarily see him starting many minutes, but at this moment in time, unless you come in really trying to hit that left wing, which you should,
you
probably should have for the past 2 years, I think you got to keep him for now.
Yeah, 100%.
You changed my mind.
Yay!
I think you did.
Hold on.
Well, no, because did Tata and him cross paths at all?
When did Alfonso get there? I already forgot.
I don't know when he did.
I think they did. He played last year. Yeah, he did. So Tata knows him. He's played him like 1 or 2 games.
Yeah, I'll do. Then I'm gonna phone a friend and see what Tata says about that. Then, because you are right. I think everyone just does need to remember this: is that you do this window, while it's a long window for the winter here, you still can't replace everybody. So you need to. This is what we said last year in the season. You had a lot of open positions. You can't cut everybody and just start over. It's going to be difficult to do that. And with a player like that maybe could be a good depth piece on the left there. Yeah. And if Tata has the confidence with him, then hold on to him.
Yeah. He had 2 goals in 239 minutes under Tata.
Mm-hmm. Had 1 in stoppage times.
239 minutes.
That's not bad, actually.
Went in the stoppage time with, I think Miami was down to 9 men. I think this is his first MLS goal, by the way. So, little trivia there.
Interesting. I mean, I just said thumbs down, mostly because he didn't really play a whole lot this season. And the few moments that he did play, he was okay, nothing groundbreaking, and I don't think we expected that of him. But yeah, I guess I was just thinking you could probably do better. You have two U22 slots open. I think at least you could probably use maybe, like we talked about, one at striker and one at a winger, and then there you have your depth there. But yeah, I don't know. You could convince me maybe because of that salary point to maybe take him as depth, but I think it. I don't know, man. It's tough for me. That's why I said no. But I'm kind of flipping right now.
Yeah, 80 grand. I mean, it's depth. So
if I had any issue with it at all, it would simply be that. And I guess it's kind of a two-sided coin. I don't want him to take minutes from Luke Brennan, but I also want somebody there to push Luke Brennan. But also, I still think you go after a more prime age starter at that position as well. So then if you do,
the funny thing is he is prime age because he's 25.
That's true. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's that left wing, man. That's going to be something we focus on a lot, I think, in this offseason. Yeah. It's going to be very interesting to watch. But
and that's the other thing, right? Do you want to put him in the way of potentially twos players who are coming up, academy players who are going to start coming up and potentially being future homegrowns on this team? And that's something that you have to really think about as well.
Yeah.
Good point.
All right. And it looks like we were kind of all up and down there too. We had some ups. Actually, I think we had more negatives, more thumbs downs, but that's okay. That's fair. All right. At the same price point, $80,622. Young Matt Edwards.
3, 2, 1.
Keep. Everyone's a keep.
Everybody keep.
I mean, come on. Keep your homegrowns. Stop getting rid of homegrowns.
This man stood up to Wilfred Zaha.
Exactly. Yep.
He stood on business.
There's nothing more than someone who can mix it up with Wilfred Zaha. Keep him. Yeah. But yeah, you got to build around your homegrowns. And Matt Edwards, I will hope gets more time under Tata in 2026. Keep him. 100% keep him.
Yep. I think we're all kind of in the same boat there, right? He can play on either side. He can play a center back. He's still in the developing years. He's getting closer to his prime, but he's still technically not there yet. So yeah, I'd be interested to see how he grows under Tata.
Yeah,
for sure. Tommy, anything before we move on?
No, you guys said it all.
All right. Continuing down, a slight bump in price, $109,000. Unfortunately, at the moment, injured. Jay Fortune.
I see what you did there. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Thumbs up all the way around.
Pretty unanimous.
Yeah, come on.
A lot
only question mark is how does he recover from his injury? That's the only question mark. Other than that, I have no qualms about bringing him back. Same thing like I said with Edwards. You got to build around your home grounds, and Fortune has been terrific for Atlanta United when he's played. Sadly, he was injured, Tyler, like he said, but hopefully he comes back stronger than ever in 2026, and Tata can pull even more out of him.
What is that? 7 from Kevin.
7.
Like oh,
that rhymes.
That was good.
That rhymes.
Everybody thumbs up in the chat, I think. And yeah, Bruno, the midfield is crowded. I will say about Jay, I don't think you've seen the best version of Jay.
No.
At this point either, because honestly think he's been a little hamstrung, not to throw in an injury. I shouldn't have done that. Anyway, figure of speech, guys. All right.
It was his foot. It was his foot he injured, right?
Yeah, but still,
that's what I was just thinking.
I'm not trying to like put anything out there, but no, I just think Jay is at his best, and I'm sure Gray please hop in the chat with your
Bring Yowder.
analysis here. But Jay is at his best when he's playing forward and in transition and moving the ball. And it's not to say that he can't help control the tempo, and I think he should. And I think he can learn a lot from a guy like Bartek Sliš, but he's a guy that you want to turn and send the ball and break lines, and he's no slouch when it comes to defense, and he's got some attitude. So keep him 100%. Honestly, I think out of all these, I think he's the easiest one for me.
I think there's one that's a little bit easier.
Is he though?
Maybe. That's true. All right. Anyway, moving on. All unanimous thumbs up in the chat. I'm sure Gray might pop in here in a minute with his analysis as well. But 80,622 again. Jaden Hibbert.
Don't even put it in the middle. Just...
I think thumbs up all the way across.
Yeah.
I mean, need we say more?
Right.
Our co-MVP of the season, Sliš and Hibbert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super athletic, a much higher ceiling.
Yeah.
Breakout season, just his reflexes, the great saves he was making, confidence and composure on the ball, wasn't afraid of pressure, and still only 21 years old. And he's probably, very likely, going to be the number one going into 2026. So very easy keep.
Yeah. Easiest thumbs up out of this list, I think.
Everybody agrees.
With respect to Jay Fortune, of course.
And then I knew it was going to come in, Gray saying, Jay's a great attacking part of a double pivot. Tequila saying MLS style, you need two midfield lines, one that's physical, one that's more technical. Jay gives you a little bit of both, honestly. And I know we're not talking about Jay at this point. Going back to Hibbert, yes. Just yes. There's no other answer.
Yes.
At the same price point, Will Riley. Will the dog Riley.
Actually, Cardinal, not a dog. No, never mind.
Hey now.
I see what you're saying.
All right.
I get where you're coming from.
3, 2, 1.
Thumbs up all the way around. Tommy has 2 thumbs up, like Cisco and Ebert.
2 thumbs up. You gotta keep it.
Never mind.
Oh my god.
Look it up, Henry. I knew you were gonna say that. Look it up.
Do you really not know who they are?
It's not bad.
No idea. Cisco and who?
They're movie critics.
Ebert.
They're
movie critics.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they gave thumbs up for movies. Yeah. Thumbs up, thumbs down.
2 thumbs up.
I'm so old.
Another Gen X lesson for Henry on this episode.
Cool.
One of the growing list.
They look like the 2 old Muppet dudes.
A little bit, yeah. Actually,
I think that's who. Well, no, I don't think that's who the Muppets were based off of. But yeah, they did.
It's actually pretty good.
I've just got to say really quick. I was gonna let Henry ride it out for a minute. I didn't know who y'all were talking about either until he just.
You
said
didn't know? You didn't know
come on now.
Oh my gosh!
See what I'm saying? It's not just me.
They're the most popular. They're like the movie critics.
Yeah.
Movie critics.
But as soon as he said they're like the Muppets, I was like, oh, I know exactly who you're talking about.
Wow, Tyler, I can't believe you've
a
done
long
this.
time. But you know what? Actually, if you go to Wikipedia and you type in Home Alone 3, you will actually find that they had a huge argument about that movie. Not shitting you. I didn't put that in there, but I found it. It's pretty funny. I think you actually might have told me that, Sydney. Okay, back there. Hell
Will
yeah,
Riley.
you need to keep Will Riley. He brings something different than I think all the midfielders do, and that's a bite. Like a bite on the field, not the Suarez bite, but a bite there that is physicality that you would need eventually here. You want to talk? I mean, Jeff Lorenowitz type. Like I know it's going to be a second year next season. I'm not saying that he is Jeff Lorenowitz, but I'm saying is that he can be that type of player. You have a guy that can piss people off in the midfield when you need to shut things down at the end of the game. We used to say that was going to be for MLS veterans. Ozzy, that was supposed to be your role. Dax ended up just getting the whole starter role altogether. But you need a guy that's going to be able to come in and play some minutes, especially when you have players that consistently go on international duty. That's what he did this season. He played his first game in Cincinnati because of that. But I like what he brings, and it's unique to all the other midfielders when you talk about it. Absolutely. No brainer for me. He's probably the most person I'm excited about.
He's not perfect, but he's shown what he's capable of. Was really glad to see him get that first MLS goal. He obviously don't bring him in to score goals. That's not his job, but it's good to see him get on the score sheet this year with a handful of highlights from this team in 2025. But yeah, he will be very good depth for this midfield in 2026. I hope he continues to learn from the guys that are here already. Your Leashes, your Alzates, continues to build that relationship with Jay Fortune. Feel like they played, I think they're the same age group in the academy, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, keep him. Definitely keep him. I think there's no question that you keep him for at least this year to see how his growth continues.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's going to be an interesting.
Thank you for agreeing.
I think it's going to be an interesting kind of combination of how like you get the most out of that midfield, assuming everything else stays the same. But yeah, I mean, for all else points, like you don't get rid of a guy like that. We talk about Matt Edwards and the Zaha incident, but was it the same game? I believe where Will Riley came in and also was just like
I think you're right. Yeah, I think you're right.
He just came in and he was not taking any crap from anybody. He was out there. I mean, he needs fine tuning 100%. We saw some games throughout the season, a few where he would make some bad turnovers. Admittedly, he is not the fastest guy in the world.
No.
But
nor was Jeff.
Yeah, but I think you get some attitude out of him, and the team needs it. So,
Henry.
Yeah, I don't really have much else to add. He's still promising. The times that he stepped in this season, he showed promise and was okay. Again, you need some polishing there. You need some development, but I think he certainly has the potential to be a key player in the squad in future seasons. So I think you definitely keep him, especially at that price point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Finally, at the same price point, 80,622, you have Nick Sessick.
Ready?
Why do I look when I look at him? He looks like he's 55 years old. Is it?
Yeah,
me?
Yeah. I agree.
When I saw him on the field the first time, I'm like, is this guy on Medicare?
Right. Yeah.
I'm probably me.
3, 2, 1.
Thumbs down from everyone saying thumbs down. Yeah. He's an emergency signing. So he was never going to get significant time this year or maybe next year. You just have too many options at right back. Hernandez as a number 2, Edwards behind him, and then whoever you bring in as a starter in place of Lennon. I don't know if you keep him. I don't think anyone will have any qualms if Nick Sessick is met with Atlanta United in 2026.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's exactly my thoughts on it. He is 25, so again, not a whole lot of room to grow. He is in his prime years, and he had a decent showing in Leagues Cup. I think that was the time where we got to see the most of him.
He had an assist.
He had an assist, a really good cross, by the way, to Cayman Togashi. So that was solid. But yeah, again, as you said, Sydney, you're probably keeping Ronald Hernandez as your number 2. You're probably going out and signing a new starting right back. Matt Edwards is there. You don't really need more right backs. And then, you probably need that spot for someone else, potentially even a rising player from the 2s that's coming through the ranks. Who knows? Mm-hmm. But he seems redundant in this roster at this point, unfortunately.
Yeah. not a bad player. I just think it's just kind of hard to justify. And like I know Mark said, like at the minimum, I could see it, but I just think, like to your point, Henry, it's not something you need. And look, that $80,000 can still go out and get you a Nick Sessick in a position that you actually need.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, now he could drop back to the twos. I don't know. We'll see. But I don't know. But that wraps up the
it's a fun exercise.
The roster moves, the potential roster moves rather.
Yeah.
If you guys
he looks like he's 60. He looks like he's 60. I finally found a good picture of him. I was trying to find. I was like, I got to make sure, like, because I remember in Leagues Cup.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He was playing in Leagues Cup, and I'm like, who is this guy?
Yeah.
And then I looked it up. I was like, oh, the twos, but like, is he the cool, like the Simpsons meme where the old man with the skateboards walking in saying, "Hey kids, I'm from the twos."
Enough Nick Sessick slander for one day, I think.
Right. This man is going to see this clip and be like, that jerk.
Yeah.
Look, nobody's talking. Nobody's talking. We have given him the most time on this podcast right now. So,
yeah. For better or for worse.
Sorry, Nick. If you're watching.
Apologies for our co-host.
It's 8:42. He's asleep already.
Okay.
I hope he goes now because I don't want to run into this guy ever.
Yeah.
He's been looking for you in the stands. One cross because he stays now. He's going to get sent Finding Tommy.
Yeah.
Opening day 2026.
I got to watch Murder, She Wrote before the game starts. Yeah. Sorry. Okay, we're done.
No, we appreciate y'all kind of diving in the chat, jumping into this exercise with us. If you like this kind of stuff, we also have done a lot of stuff on Patreon where we've gone through the roster and given our kind of ratings for everybody, our player ratings. That's fun. Tequila, you got to check out now. I'm old. It's getting to be bedtime. We're wrapping up, so perfect time.
Matlock's coming on in 15 minutes.
Oh, look, Franco Escobar's a free agent.
Oh,
I thought he had a decision to go down somewhere.
Yeah, I thought he was moved in the
whatever. Get the whole band back.
Summer. Apparently not.
Yeah.
Let's go.
We can't get crazy with this. I mean, we can.
Yeah.
Get everyone. Bring Brad out of retirement. Right. Get everyone back here.
Franco Escobar has just about won everywhere he's been. So
that's true. That's true.
Houston's the exception.
He's determined. Except Houston.
But yeah, no, y'all go join the Patreon. It's been a lot of fun over there. We've done some videos with the player ratings, similar to how we did this, except with whiteboards or index cards, I think, or phones, depending on how you like to display
my notes app on my phone.
But no, lots of fun. We have other content as well. Tons of content going up over there. Get you in the Discord, patreon.com/Scarves and Spikes. Go visit scarvesandspikes.com for all the Atlanta news. Kevin, we appreciate it. Y'all can actually sign up there as well. You just drop your email into the field, and it will get all of the articles sent straight to your email the moment they drop. So if you are waiting very soon for look, Tata's official type post to come out, you can keep an eye on Twitter, where you should also follow us, or Blue Sky, or Instagram, everywhere else, Facebook. If you drop your email there, the moment these articles pop up, they will go straight to your inbox. So
what is our social media channels, by the way, Tyler?
Scarves, the letter N, Spikes on X/Twitter, and Scarves and Spikes everywhere else. So it's good enough now that if you type in Scarves and Spikes, you'll see it.
You'll find us.
Nice.
Yeah. You'll find us.
We're established now.
Yeah, thankfully. And I know, Sydney, you like to go through everybody. ATL Pilgrim for me on all social media.
At HA Higita for me.
At Tommy Loves Tata.
I always go last because I have the longest ones and the most varied ones. Sid No, that's not it. SH writes on that.
He doesn't even know him.
Yeah, I forgot my old social media handles. No, SH writes on X and Blue Sky, Soccer on Instagram and Threads. Yeah, Soccer on Instagram and Threads. That's it. Oh, yes. Tyler already gave you the socials for Scarves and Spikes as a whole. And again, if you're listening to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeart, rate us 5 stars. Let us know how we're doing. We appreciate your feedback. Also, if you're listening, please consider joining us live. Join us anytime on YouTube. Leave a message in the comments. We will read them, hopefully respond to them. But yeah, it's been great. And gentlemen, it sounds like it's almost a done deal that Tata Martino will be making his return to Atlanta United. And plenty more coming up down the road as these roster decisions become official and these signings become official. So the fun is just beginning. The off season, guys, is just beginning.
Keep an eye out. We'll probably do some, some live shows or maybe Twitter Spaces or some combination of the two when the announcements happen. And obviously this primarily Atlanta United, but we do MLS Monday covering the entire league. Right now we're in the playoffs, and we've been doing during the playoffs watch alongs. So we're doing Saturday, doubleheader Saturday. We've got Hell is Real and Miami attempting to not get knocked out of the playoffs in the first round by this time Nashville. So we'll be doing watch alongs for both. So it'll be right here on YouTube. You guys jump in the chat. It's a lot of fun.
When is it? When is the Miami game?
Saturday
at 8.
Oh, that's perfect.
Miami Nashville's at 8.
12.
Hell is Real's at 6.
I don't think I have any plans, so I think I'll
join us. Come on board. Come on board.
Well, the Oregon game's at 3:30, so the state of mind that I will be in will be over. Yeah, we'll see where I'm at in life at that, but yeah,
it'll be fun.
I mean, look, it's exciting. That game's gonna be great. But now with Suarez gone, oh man, this could just be the ultimate shit show. The ultimate shit show. Sorry, Danny, if you're still watching. I'm not sorry though. I just I'll come for MLS. Well, no, MLS Monday already happened, so I can't do it. But hit the music and let's just do it.
Next MLS Monday, you can just come on and gloat.
And if that happened, like 2 years in a row, 2 years in a row that you were knocked out, man, that would be
embarrassing.
Wild. Well, so, and I do wonder because I'm usually not MLS Monday, but just think about it. I've seen the tweets about, Messi talking about spending and blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
But the noise is going to get louder with the team with that many stars getting knocked out in the first round 2 years in a row. And
absolutely.
To be honest with you, like, I don't really care if it happens or not, but I kind of do just because I want to see the reaction of the world. Not just MLS people, but like the world. And real quick,
you're hoping for chaos.
I saw who you. I love chaos when it's not Atlanta United. One last thing, because I saw who you had on MLS Monday.
Dani Solana.
Yeah, Solana. I mean, he is totally against that. That he should be suspended. So real quick, we're on camera now. So this is the reason why. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Should he have been suspended?
Yes.
Everyone has their thumbs up.
100%.
For those listening on the podcast.
Look, even Apple gave another thumbs up.
Absolutely. Okay. I just want to make sure we were all on the same page here. So good.
We are on the same page as far as that's concerned.
All right. Kick it.